This has been a really cozy little B&B, except it's not really a B&B. It's one of those B&Bs that doesn't give you breakfast, so it's just a bed. But cozy little boxcar thing. For the record, we didn't order breakfast nachos, but I think we got breakfast nachos. The food was decent, the coffee was reasonable, but I think Taters overall was happier with the puppy. Okay, we have gotten more coffee. So this little boxcar cabin was really nice. It has a very highly functional air conditioner, and even Jen has gone from complaining bitterly about the air conditioning to going, yeah, okay, let's just absorb as much of it as we can. So we've been slightly chilled all night, and it is wonderful. This is the appropriate decoration they have in here, and I'm pretty sure I read those as a child. So our plan is to hang out here for another hour or so, get going and check out, because we only have 13 miles to go. We don't want to be late, but we're not in a super hurry, at which point we are probably going to see what this flooding section ahead looks like. We may try and walk through it. So if you're finding this on our bodies, sadly we have delayed about as long as we can, so we are back out into the heat, at least for 13 miles with occasional flooding. Well, it is almost time to get going. So we heard at the restaurant this morning that the trail was flooded. There may be a foot or more of water. It would not be passable. Then the lady at the Airbnb just said that there's one or two low spots, but she thinks we'd probably be able to get through, so we shall see. Having said that, from last night, you can see the water has visibly dropped. It's where that brown grass is. There is a Katy Trail Alerts website, which is a nice idea, but it does not work worth the damn on mobile because of the way the map paints, and it doesn't date the notices. So it says the trail's closed. It didn't say when that was posted or have any sort of indicator of how often it's updated. In other news, it looks like there may be a storm headed our way, but that can pretty much be repeated any given day we are out here. Yeah, so I'm guessing this is the part that was underwater that triggered the closure, so we'll see, but we should be good. Worst case, good thumbnail if Jen is like brim of her hat deep in the Missouri River. Just deep enough to get my socks wet, but there are little fish. I think you might be able to get around on the left. Oh boy, they're gonna have a big mosquito season in a while here.
Matt found me a baby snake among all the dead and dying earthworms. At least this guy looks like he's doing okay.
You might think these are sticks on the ground, but the majority of them are dead earthworms. From what we could see back there when it was flooded, earthworms just drowned all over the place. Then it receded, and now they are rotting with giant clouds of flies and the associated aromatic journey. I kept getting excited thinking I was hearing a barge on the Missouri, but alas, I think it was just people running pumps and generators to take flooding out of the fields. They haven't taken the signs down, but there is a fair number of traffic coming through here. So based on how lovely it smells out here, I'm guessing they have been spraying the fields with cow poop slurry in the last day or so. Huh. That is different. There's been a couple of these, but I don't think I've ever seen the panels quite like that. I have been getting lightning strike notices within 25 miles from my weather app. It looks like the worst of the storms are all missing us, at least for the moment. We only have another 4 miles or so into our hotel in Boonville. Remind me what leash laws are again. He was fine until he got around behind me and then like went at me again. He's calmed down now. The plus side, we are getting a cooler breeze coming off of that storm, which will take pretty much any day out here. That looks friendly. Another Santa Fe. So interestingly enough, this is not the route the ADD is taking. We actually take the Katy Trail a little further south and then curve back up to get to Kansas City. Kind of interesting enough. So the storm is going by us, but it is going right by us. AKA, this might get exciting. Unfortunately, this isn't like a single front that's likely to pass and then get better. So I think we're going to try and book it over the bridge. I don't like being exposed in an electrical storm, but again, the center mass, at least for the moment, isn't going to hit us, hopefully. And yeehaw. I assume that's the casino. We looked at staying there and they had a reasonable restaurant, but we just really don't like the cigarette smoke. So, Hotel Frederick, I think it is, after we eat. See, there are barges out here. I don't get why Find a Ship isn't showing them. We were both kind of bummed that this marks where the trail leaves the Missouri. We both like water and rivers, etc. So, oh well. Chances are we may paddle the Missouri at some point. Though at least for the moment, I'm more inclined to look at other options just because the top of the Missouri, it's a challenge, but it looks more like windy lakes versus really traveling, the feel of traveling down a river, which is what we liked on the Mississippi. This thing isn't missing us by much. So Jen has been commenting that we haven't seen buoys, and we saw this green thing go by. I guess they just use slightly smaller ones out here. So the weirdest thing about Hotel Frederick is at least one of the rooms has a glass enclosure bathroom where you have like a sitting area next to it. So somebody can literally watch you poop. And welcome to the lovely town of Boonville. And again, the only reason we're stopping, why we're stopping this early, left so late, etc., is we have a general delivery package with Jen's new shoes. And it is a Sunday. We did try and get here Saturday, but it was one of those post offices that only had very, very, very early hours Saturday morning, and there was just no way. Fortunately, the next box we're getting is going to be going to a Trail Angel, which gives us a little more flexibility. And it's near Kansas City, and as of the last update from my parents, it has already arrived. The pooping in a glass box place does have food, but it's a little too upscale for us. I mean, don't get me wrong, Blondie's a fancy lady and all that, but some restaurants you just don't feel like you fit in when you haven't washed your clothes for a very sweaty week or two. And we are just beating the rain, assuming this Palace place is open. So the plus side is somebody paid for our dinner. We don't know if it's the restaurant or some random person. The bad side is that's our hotel and we are here and it is raining. I would just like to point out that we could be watching each other poop inside of a glass box right now instead of walking in the rain. Yes, that's going on YouTube. It all goes on YouTube. You know, Jen, we can stay at home and people have cats and dogs. So it'd be cheaper than walking cross country. I have good news to report. Instead of a glass box with a sitting room looking at somebody on the toilet, there are only 2 chairs kind of looking at the toilet. So it's much better. And I am now slightly happier. Okay, we have gotten more coffee. Taters is fully into her give less fucks, watch more ducks mode.
What?
Yeah.